Hey guys, it's Lisa. I'm here with another layout for you, May 16th to May 20th. And this layout, I decided looking at my pictures and looking at the cards that I chose that I was going to go ahead and stick with the colors, something kind of simple. And I was going to go with black and white and then this really pretty green color that was in, excuse me, a couple of my photos. So that little sticker there says daily routine, and I thought it would look cute up over my journaling. So I went ahead and some weeks I've been doing my journaling and some weeks I just haven't really felt like it. And it's like sometimes you think of it, sometimes you don't. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that journaling that I did on photo paper down to that card, which I love. I love that the black and white contrast on that card, and I hated to cover it up, but at the same time I thought it looked really pretty with just a little bit of those black and white leaves sticking out on the sides of the black and white lettering. So I love that fresh, clean look. So, and then on this 4x6 card, I decided to use that cut apart banner from our kit. And there I'm showing you those flowers that were from Walmart. And down in the sewing section, they had a ton of those, all different colors. So I grabbed, I don't even know, 5 or 6 colors. And I knew I could use them with my project life because I just love incorporating flowers on my layout. And that was a perfect green color. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those down there. I knew I wanted to do a cluster on the upper left. I decided just to use 2 of those flowers. And then those little leaves that I'm going to be putting on there, I can't really remember. I've just had those in my stash. I don't really have a huge stash, but I have a few things here and there left over, and I decided to use those. I thought those would look kind of cute peeking out from underneath those flowers. So I tuck those in there, and that card is going to go beside, of course, a picture of a cute Polly. And so I'm just kind of finishing up there. And this week, there was a lot going on this week. And, oh, here, I have these corner, what do you call these things? The little photo corners. And I thought maybe I'd like those on there because they were the black and white, but it was just too matchy-matchy, so I decided to go ahead and put those back in my stash. But I'm going to go ahead and add some of my black dots to the leaves just because I thought they got lost in the stripes there. And there we go. That kind of makes them stand out a little bit more. But anyways, this week I was talking about and one of the photos was a picture of Polly. Well, a couple of the photos, her Lyme disease was flaring up this week. So one of the pictures was her up there. And what happened was she started limping, and this is how we always know that her Lyme is flaring up. And before, I don't mean to change subjects here, but I just want to tell you, this wood veneer, the Smile wood veneer that's white, the tag I saved, it's by Art Minds. It says Simply Surfaces Wood Shape. And I found that, I think, at Michael's, and it was really cheap, and I just fell in love with it. I just love the wood veneers that have, they're like words. I just love those. So, but what I was saying about Polly was that she was hiding, and she wasn't feeling well at all, and you could tell she didn't feel well. So I got that picture of her. She was kind of like, you know, hiding between the couch and like the love seat. So I grabbed that. And then there was a couple of pictures of me. I had 2 falls this week, and I'm still trying to figure out the whole neurological thing. And it wasn't really a good week for me. The picture to the left, I looked really angry, but it was actually a kind of a funny picture. I had a fall, and you'll see the picture. My foot blew up like, I don't even know, it was the size of not the size, quite the size of an orange, but when it first happened, it was huge. And I was walking around on it, and we were out shopping, and I banged it. There it is. It was that was after I had elevated it, put ice on it, and everything, and it wasn't fractured. I had an X-ray, but and I banged it into one of the metal clothes racks, and I was like, oh my God, I was in excruciating pain, and I was just like, I don't know. I said something to my husband, and then we were laughing and back and forth. And I'm like, I should just get a selfie of myself with this ugly face. It was just a joke. And so he ended up taking a picture, and I recreated the moment. So, I mean, we had to laugh it off because it was just such a rough week. And you can see on my husband's face that we went out to eat, and he was so worried. The other picture beside Let's Do This was me. I had gone to, supposedly I was going to get an injection where the discs are ruptured in my neck, but when I got there, um, the doc had said that he looked at my MRI. I also had a brain MRI that was on file, and he looked at it and saw some lesions on my brain. So he was really concerned and said, I'm not going to be doing injections in your neck. I want you to go to Boston and go get those lesions checked out. So it opened up a whole nother can of worms. It was just a really stressful week. It was the second fall that I had, like, for no apparent reason. So it just kind of stunk. And you gotta try to balance out the good with the bad. And although it was a crappy week, I still tried to see some humor in it. So moving on to the pretty things in life, which, like I said, you got to balance out the good with the bad. That purple iris was the size, I want to say, maybe the size of my baby fingernail, and I found them in my backyard. We were out walking Polly, and I saw like a couple of, like, out of the corner of my eye, a couple of things of color. And I was saying to my husband, oh my gosh, and I bent down. It was the teeny tiniest little wild iris I've ever seen. And I have never seen a wild one before. I know that we've had them in our garden before. And it was so adorable. I got my camera out and I got so close to it so I could get like a close-up picture. But like I said, it was the size of my pinky fingernail. It was so tiny. So I got a picture of that. And then the other picture, um, of the dandelion. What do you call that when it goes from a dandelion? I don't know. All I know is when I was little, I used to love to blow on those things and watch the little things fly away. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to recreate that. I wanted to like get a picture of that memory, if that does makes any sense. But and here I'm like doing some stamping and stuff, but you guys have seen these stamps like a million times. But so my husband's amazing. So we're on the front lawn. God, we have a fence because the neighbors would be like, what are they doing? We're on the front lawn and we're both laying down, and I'm like, okay, so I got the camera. So you're gonna blow on it. If you just blow like really lightly, then we'll get like a little bit of the little, I don't even know what they're called. They're probably like, I'm assuming they're like the seeds of the dandelion, and we'll get them in flight. And so I was down on, if you guys can picture this, it was quite hysterical. But I'm down on the lawn laying there with my camera, and he's down with his face up to it, but then couldn't have his face too close to it because then I didn't want his face or his hands in the film, in the picture. So he had to put his hand way down at the bottom of the dandelion so that wasn't in. So we had this whole thing all set up, and then he was blowing too hard, then he wasn't blowing hard enough, but we got it. And I mean, the picture, it doesn't show the actual seeds blowing off, but it shows how they kind of were displaced and fallen back down on it. And I got a close up of that, and I was just ecstatic. I just thought that was amazing. I don't know why. I just find pleasure in small things like that. And probably the same reason Polly finds pleasure in taking her medicine. So I'll put some pictures in the end. I'm glad you guys came along for my another funny story. And the picture to the lower right hand, in the lower right hand corner, I try to like fit so much in like 9 minutes, and then I'm getting to the end and I'm like, oh my god, it's almost over, and I try to shove everything in. But the lower right hand corner is Polly taking her amoxicillin, and it's cherry berry flavored. So it's like we have them flavor it special for her, and she just loves it. So it says oh yeah baby on it, on the sticker. And all we have to say is after she eats, you want your medicine, and she comes running and absolutely loves it. So I just added a little bit of glitter to that, and here's the pictures. I will see you guys real soon. Bye YouTube.